Welcome you all back to an academy. Let's crack UPSC CSE English. This is our channel name. So if you have not yet subscribed the channel, please do subscribe it for latest updates and notification. Follow us on YouTube. An academy is India's largest online platform where you're able to access the top educators at a single destination where you get unlimited live and recorded courses. About me, I'm Leah Mulbuji. I've completed my master's in English, a research scholar. I've experience as a career counselor and more than 3 years of teaching. This is my An Academy profile link. You can verify me on this Telegram. This is my An Academy profile link on the An Academy app. Please do follow me so you get description. There is a description box given below, so you get all the description, all the links which is about me. So please do join for the latest updates, notifications, classes. Everything will be scheduled updated over there. And what you get while you're joining an academy, you get daily live classes, live tests and quizzes, structured course, unlimited access. That is, once you're enrolling into any of our courses, you can watch it n number of times. You can follow any number of educators. There is no restrictions, and you always get a structured courses. What you can do, you can download Academy app from the Google Play Store and from the App Store. This is like two types of courses we provide, that is plus and iconic courses. So many have been asked me, what is this plus course, what is this iconic course? So in a plus course, you get live classes, test series, unlimited practice, structured course. So thing you get in a live in a plus course. In addition to this, you get personal coach, daily question and answer practice, study plan, and personalized feedback in an iconic course. Okay, so this is our subscription plan. Like 1 month, it is for 9,000 rupees. Month is for 22,000. 6 months is for 40,500 rupees. 12 months is like 49,500 rupees. And 12 months is like 44,550. 24 months is like 72,000. And 24 months is like 64,800 rupees. 36 months is like 90,000 rupees. 36 months, and you get it for 81,000 rupees if you're applying my code IJU. And EMI options are available for any of our courses. Like you have to pay like 2,350 rupees per month. This is an original fee. You get it for 81,000 rupees if you're applying my code BIJU, and you get a fees waiver. So 24 months, you get it for 64,800 rupees if you apply my code BIJU, and 12 months, you get it for 44,000 rupees. You're applying my code BIJU. So this is one of the wonderful offers. You get it, and please join our plus and iconic courses so that you get more structuralized and personalized feedback, which really help you to crack the civil service examination. So our optional subject, so we are having a separate optional subject. Like 1 month you get it for 5,000, month is like 22,500 rupees, 12 months is like 26,500 rupees, 24 months is like 40, 36 months is like 50,000. So you can get it for a code, you get a 10% favor. Get it like that. 24 like 1,100 rupees. 36 months, get it for. You can get it using the link. So this is our dedicated optional subjects. What we are providing, like public administration, agriculture, yes, I am mathematics, psychology, commerce and law, sociology, law, geography, management, history, Maithili literature, economics, Hindi literature, anthropology, Kannada literature, zoology, and English literature. This is regarding the classes which is conducted in the academy of ancient history through MCQ. This is one of the first lesson which you can learn history through the most easiest and crisp way. So if you want to know notes, you can go there. I have provided with the supplementary help enrich the things. So courses will be like 1 hour, 1.5 hours. It is really like a program that help you. So you can watch the recorded sections over there. The links will be there in the academy profile. You can follow there. You can download the notes from there. So this is all about it. So we are dealing with what we were dealing with all these days. But we were dealing with this contemporary world politics and directly to the NCRT discussion. So might be getting the summary. So don't think why you're not, ma'am, you're not giving summaries, because see, I think in the past month where we had conducted lessons, lectures, which help you to have understanding on the thing. So this is something what you have to refer. You have to read the textbook. So every textbook I'm not asking you to read. I have given a compilation that is enough, more than enough. But in addition to you want to get a basis for your IR, you must read this text. IR basis. Really from this textbook and this chapter, we are going to deal with globalization. Right. So I think you have an idea about what is globalization is all about. Globalization is simply the integration. So this lesson, no, have much, you don't want to know much things, but you want to know so that you get right good answers, understanding of the subject. What is this globalization? The word globalization, you can see like integration. The word you can use here is integration. Plus analysis. So the words you have to know what is why this analysis. I'll explain it why. Integration. Why this integration? Integration means you are economically being integrated. Like you are being coordinated. You are being in a cooperation. And the word you have to analyze this like integration. What is this integration? We will be analyzing here. And interdepends. Another word which you have to be known. So integration plus interdependence is equal to globalization. The most effective part of the understanding, the most effective part of the studies. And this is much more important, and this is very great important so that you can understand it. This is a definition you can see. So what obviously, what do you mean by obviously means truly or surely, definitely have to understand what is globalization. What is a definition you can give to write a globalization? It is the cooperation of political, economical, cultural consequences or cultural interdependence. Political, economic, and cultural interdependence known as globalization. So the term globalization can be traced back from word. Simply the word globalization is a product of 20th century, where you can see the trace backs of globalization or the global integration from the time of Cold War onwards. That is, what is a Cold War time? We have discussed what is Cold War, and I hope you know what is Cold War, right? So from the Cold War time, you can see the interdependence or inter things of this globalization. We can see that globalization is a process of interaction and interdependence or integration. You can like a definition like this. So when you are asking a globalization, what is globalization? So it have a different, it's not a simple concept which have a wide range of concept, wide range of understanding, wide range of things. So you can simply note down that globalization, you can write is a process of integration, interaction, and interdependence among the world nations. Right? Globalization is a process of interaction, integration, and interdependences among the world nations. Like a cross-cultural exchange happened. Why these people are being traveled to? So you can trace back the globalization, or the evidence, the word can be traced back from the 20th century, even though it is like that. When you go back to the history, you can see the evidences of globalization not in this way. There was a process of trade and industry, a cultural exchange happened. So the 15th century crusade, which changed the world. What happened in the 15th century crusade? Ottoman Empire. You might be knowing from the history. What happened is there was an invasion. Through that invasion, so there was cultural exchange. Okay. Basically, the cultural exchange was by like invasion, colonization. The word you have to know, the invasion, colonization are the words or the things which made the world to interact each other and through trade. So these things words. But what has happened? It had a negative impact. What happened when you are in a colonized country? You are being suppressed. But there is also trade and cultural exchange. There is also economy. There is also interdependence. Okay? But one country dominates over the other. But in terms of globalization, this is like an interaction process, like a mutual understanding, a mutual relationship. Fine. So there was an article in the Hindu Business Line. Okay, is this end of the globalization process? Is this end of the globalization process? That is a term which is being mentioned. So we are going to see this. So the main idea of globalization is like it is a borderless world, or sees the world as a global village. It mainly attributed by accelerated flow of goods, people, capital, information, and energy across borders. It is often enabled by technological development. Technological development is something that you have to understand in terms of this globalization. Done? So this is a first example which is in your text for this as an example of call center. You want to more understand the term, right? As I told you, you can see the world understanding of the globalization can be traced back from the Cold War era, and it reached a fulfilled form. The term can be completely come when what happened in 1991 due to the disintegration of Soviet Union. The world have to know. Another term has been raised, that is globalization. Is this end of this scenario? That is something what we know. So what is as an example? A person who's been working in a call center, he is working in a call center for the night, but he is working for a client in America. Why? An Indian officer is being working, Indian IT professional is working for an American company at the late night, according to their timing. And what is this? This is an impact of globalization. You get more job opportunities, like a service provider is being rented. And even this network technology where I'm teaching you is a part. Why? Can you imagine such a situation in the past century? No, this is not being ensured, or this is not being ensured in the past century, right? But now this is possibility because of the technological development. So why this technological development happened in India? There was a technological exchange. Why? How this technological exchange? The world is becoming more interdependent. Even though the US is having a new policy, a new trade policy, like a a new policy of isolation. They are trying to be isolated from the rest of the world in the way they want it. Done? This is a basic idea, or this is a basic concept of globalization. So you are working for a person who is apart for you. These examples and all, no, just try to some questions asked. You cannot be like this. See, when you're coming to the global crisis, global financial crisis of 2008, okay, we'll be having a small discussion on it. What is its impact on this? So this is all what we are going to do here. So this is another example of a market culture. We export things from China. Geo, okay, you might have seen if you have opened that Geo thing, no, Wi-Fi router. If you have it, just try to open it. It will be given that made in China. Is it an Indian product? But what is being made inside that thing? It is made in China. And we are depending on Chinese markets for more of the product for the affordability of all the things. Why? This is due to globalization. This is an impact of globalization. So all these examples was giving you what is mean globalization. So different forms of globalization. Don't think that why I'm discussing. This is all she is seeing the movement. These three examples. First one is like the job opportunity, the trade opportunity being here. Second is like the export and import relations. Third is like women empowerment, and it's a part of cultural exchange. As an UPSC aspirant, you have to give all these terms to be like this. So every a globalization is having a different aspects. So globalization have not only positive impacts but also have negative impacts due to the influences of MNCs. What happened? Indian farmers, their culture, even though they have cultivation, their things have been collapsed, and many farmers committed suicide and all. So many shopkeepers are facing. So what happened when you are in an online technology? Simply, this is a simple example. So you are right now in all online. You can order things in Amazon, Flipkart, and in this COVID situation, what we did, we were more prone to this online purchase. Since we had a tendency of online purchase, what happened to it automatically is that the other thing of the world does not happen, right? Fine. So many negative impact is there. So what happened is influence of westernization has a great impact. So the people always like to have looking towards west. We admire their clothes, we admire the dressing styles. Even the women wanted to, women try to speak about women empowerment. Why this has happened? It's a part of globalization. This is a part of globalization. Since it's a part of globalization, it not only have the positive effect, it is like you might have heard, it is not now, a few years back, the college students in Bangalore city were being attacked. Okay, because for their dresses. This is a negative impact. So you have another impact like copycat, copyright issues being you can see over there. This is all happening because this is all negative impacts. I think I have explained an example of Cochabamba where people were losing their water because of the impact of an MNC, and MNC is a product of the Western world which came to here and being attacked here. So both of this have a positive as well as a negative impact. So basically, when you terms of globalization, we are more concentrating on the economic thing. That is, we are much concentrated on the economic affairs, even though it have a concept more than this economic concept and all. Even though it have a more concept and more wider perspective than economic. So when you are coming to this, please just note this point, like It is a multi-faced aspect. Globalization is a much more a fundamental reality which having a like ideas flows, outflow plus inflow, both are the part of globalization. That one knowledge is being exchanged, one trade is being exchanged, ideas is being moving from one capital to another capital, like a trans-border, cross-border exchanges. The world is being interconnectedness worldwide. Crucial element is interconnectedness. So the globalization has such an impact that it built links in a way that events in one country can affect events in another country. Don't think that why this ma'am today teach like very small kids, like explaining the NCERT altogether. We can do it not like that. We are going to see more about it. Just we are discussing this basics idea, then we will discuss it. So we have to know the topics. What is more important? India and globalization. India globalization, effect of globalization in Indian economy. What is the current position of globalization? A retrieving back, a retrospective effect. We are going to do it. So for understanding that, that's why I'm just explaining these things and all. So this is a definition you can write. Globalization is a multi-dimensional concept. It has political, economic, cultural manifestations, and this must be admirably distinguished. It is wrong to assume that globalization purely economic dimension. See, I told you, globalization have a different dimension. So one more definition you can write from your based on your NCERTs. Globalization is a multi-dimensional, based on NCERT. I'm creating a definition, you can write it. So that's what I'll get 2 or 3 definitions here. Globalization is a multi-dimensional concept. Globalization is a multi-dimensional concept which integrates, interacts, and interdependence concept which creates integration, interaction, and interdependence among people, corporations, and governments universally. So when you are describing this concept, no, everything is like globalization is a multi-dimensional concept which creates integration, interaction, and interdependence among people, cooperation, and government universally with regards to economic, social, political, and cultural exchange. You don't want to write the regard to not cultural is no exchange is not there, with regard to economic, social, political, and cultural cooperation. So you can write various definitions, various ideas being put together in like 1 or 2 sentences. I told you, no, don't worry, we'll be explaining the things. And don't think that this ma'am is explaining where like small things, small kids things. First, you have to understand this basic concept, then we'll be discussing it. That's why. These are the things you can just write it. Half an hour, I'm just what happened here. This is like the basic ideas. Now we are going to see in depth. This is what you want required to us is like get a basic idea on this stuff. Then only I can explain it. That's why. So as I told, the technological advancement is one of the most important reason, that is revolution of communication, revolution in the field of communication, like the exchange of technological things. Like we are in the fourth, we are using 4G right now, we're going to use 5G the next step. So this is like the exchange of communication. The mere medium is revolution in the communication is the reason for this. So you can write telephone, telegraph and all, you have to you have to replace with mobile, internet connections, computers, okay. And the first evidence, the first things you can, the technological exchange can be traced back to 531. I think that's I don't remember exactly, 531, not exactly, but like around 500 is the time. 1500 is the first time when the printing technology reached to us. And this reach, when printing technology reached, it reached the people. When newspaper was there, it reached the people. It helped to people to have, even nationalization, it can be have an impact. That is, globalization has a strong historical basis. This is all explained, all these stuffs. Don't want much explanation on this stuffs. Simply the ability of ideas, just noted down. The ability of ideas, capital, commodities and people move from one part to another world, largely by technological advancements. This is the causes of globalization. Why globalization? Why globalization? The cultural exchange. Why all this happened? The revolution in the communication field. The revolution in the communication field is the reason for this. So communication for net. You can watch a movie in US when it is through YouTube. That is about a post office. It have a political consequences. That is, it have an impact on the political civilization. What is the impact on? So the concept of welfare stage have been now exchanged to a minimalist stage that can perform certain core functions such as maintenance of law and order and the security of the citizens. Like development of each citizen is being a part of it. We are being motivating it. We are being helping it. So I think got an idea. So whatever being marked here, no, that is it. Just please do highlight it. You read that all, nothing else. And the entry and increased role of multinational companies all over the world leads to the reduction capacity government to take their decisions on their own. So it all depends. So one world is being that sometimes you can see that MNC is being ruling the country in a way. This is a highlighted point. You can quote with examples from the latest events. Don't quote examples for the past things. Okay. So the two important what you have to read. Just I have highlighted. What will be highlighted? Read it. Don't read the entire content and all. This is what you want in this chapter. You might have watched my other classes where I am explaining things. So know what is required. So what is another problem is it has created rivalries between the country. It has created rivalries within the countries. So like one country wanted to be top to another country. One country wish to dominate the other country. So and they try to boost it. Once they are all being tried, now you can see a world competition. What happened? ASEAN, when there was a contract, when India tried bilateral trade with ASEAN countries. before like 5 years or 10 years, 5 years or 10 years, that was my when I was in schools and all, I remember. Okay, so it created a widespread awakening in the country against this move because it can destroy the Indian farmers. That is the way they were being, but somehow that has happened, and that's all impact. So always it is not having impact. So the influence of IMF when you coming to the economic terms, 1991, what happened? India was at the case of destruction. So the IMF and World Trade Organization, basically the IMF and the World Bank asked India to be part of globalization. So India was like keeping away from everything. It was being concentrated on the internal development. Even though we concentrated on the internal development, our concept of internal development was never happened. We are like, we had a huge economic crisis. Then the famous economist and the former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. So he's like a person of knowledge. He is having a visionary in the concept of economics when it comes to economics. Okay, so that person and with his influence, he opened globalization. The IMF and WTO asked Indians. They forced. We had signed agreements and we have to open. We opened forcefully open the IMF and WTO made forcefully open this because we have even for a reserve tranche in the IMF and the world IMF we had a reserve tranche. So we requested the IMF for giving that also because we don't have money, and this is a condition in India. So IMF promised that we will give you money, but you have to open India for globalization. This is how globalization entered India. So globalization has entered India forcefully. Fine, but the concept has a wider definition which helped us. So the concept of this economic globalization, it is having difference to different countries. Okay, some is by voluntary, some is by forced. International institution and powerful countries is forcing the other country, the third world. Usually it happened with the third world. The primary means the first two world countries asked the third world countries to open economic policy, liberal their economic policy. They wanted to have an influence, so greater influence. So as I told you, IMF and WTO, basically both, you can see forced. Basically, IMF forced Indians to open Indians towards globalization. We never accepted. We were away from all these things. We don't want any economic integration. But we were in a verge situation of the financial crisis, so the world asked us. We did. And this is how we opened it. And further began the new phase of economy in the India. That is a part of globalization. Done. So this is like there are many trade things, there are many restrictions being over. You got an idea of all these things, right? So the main important you can see when you come into economic things is we are integrated with Chinese economy. We are integrated with Chinese economy. We are integrated with US economy. All the world is being accounted with one or other economy. So when we cannot directly go into war. When we are into war, no, our economic things will be collapsed. So mostly the countries try to avoid war because of this. Fine. Basically, when you open globalization, how this economy is being integrated, that is the simple process. The Western companies, the foreigners try to invest in the country, their money, that is in the developing countries, because they expected for a better returns. They expected for a better return. So many plants were being opened in India and China. More than in India, it was in China that the Western countries has opened a lot of plants. Even Indians have plants in the Western country. That is why, here's an example. You're inside that it is written made in China. Samsung phone made in China. Anything's being so cheap. You get cheap materials, cheap investment. So you don't want to pay high salary. Like in US, if you have to pay $50 for a work, per hour for a work. Okay, $50 per hour for a work, you can get $50 for a work. You can get same work done here in India for $10. So more than less than $10. So if you're investing more in a developing country, you get returns more. You get cheap labor. That is a main. Cheap raw materials and cheap labor is a thing. So what is the problem? India is a poor country. We can take India as an example. India is a country with large population. So since the population is too high, we don't have any other requirements. So we cannot help the people with the things. For that, help of them to help the assist them. So we can do this. Right, we can open it so you get more job. Indians will be working ready. So in this pandemic situation, you can even imagine those who are having a white collar job have lost it. So they are going for like daily wages. Everything has been changed. Need of money, need of economy, need of jobs. This the Western countries, like basically the European countries, has influenced it. And we had what other impact is Indians always flew to Middle East because why? Because you sometimes you can feel that more than Indians, you more than their country nationalities, we people Indians are there in this Middle East countries. Why? Because there were no educated people. Comparing to the past, now they are having, but they were not educated people. They don't have skilled laborers to do the jobs. So Indians went there to get the job because they had skilled. This is a part of globalization. Exchange of human beings, exchange of technology, exchange of investment. See, when you take investment, not consider the money investment all along, but human resource investment. Indians are the best engineers in the world. Yeah, frankly. So this is what Indian nurses, Indian doctors, Indian medical practitioners are accepted all over the world. Why? Because they have that capacity, that have tolerance. So the different part of the world accept different type of economic. So you cannot generalize that they pay attention to specific content rather than make simple generation in this connection. Like they have vast outcome, they have connected in a vast, simpler and way. Fine. So this is all you got an idea, right? What is it? See, the thing is, no, when you are having a foreign investment, a small part of the people is being benefited rather than a major part. Like the people will be like dependent on government for jobs, welfare measures, etc. They have emphasized their need to ensure institutional safeguard, like create a social safety net. Sometimes what the problem with this MNC is, no, or the investment is like the very nationals may lose the job. And it is very clear that a small portion of the society is working on it. It is depending on the jobs and welfare, where institutional safeguards or creating safeguards, and the workforces has the halt post economic globalization. So that is another thing. That is what happened in India. Post economic globalization. So there's a economic globalization. They are favoring, telling that yeah, if the economic globalization happened, there's a tendency, there's a greater economic section of the population will be benefited, and this is deregulation. The greater trade among the countries each other is the best. This would benefit the whole world. They also argue that economic globalization is inevitable and it is not wisely to resist march of history. So this is all what this is a basic concept. You don't want to read it, okay? You get an idea, that's enough. and it also have a cultural consequences. As a result of cultural consequences, what happened? Positivity and negativity. More it is having negativity. We eat, drink, wear, and whatever we need to think. How it is having a positive impact? It shapes a new culture. Multiculturalism try to shape always a new cultural homogenization. The word you can use it. And sometimes, often, the world is considering this cultural unique worldization in the part of threat to the cultures in the world. Threat to the cultures of the world. Threat. So this is like rise of uniform culture. This is not emergence of global culture. Okay, you don't want a global culture. So what happened is, in Saudi Arabia, you can take an example of Saudi Arabia. So what happened during the world, the Kuwait war, Iraqi Iran problem, and all? No? American women's, or transgenders, or so many people who were in the army, dumped in the Saudi Arabia. So what happened? This is a recent event. So you always get recent thing. So Saudi Arabia is a Muslim country with strict rules and regulations. Right. A religious country. A religious country where you are having many rules and regulation, and they were never against it. So what happens in that country when women from the world, that is especially from America, come and join there, and they started what they see the women's there were no women empowerment in Saudi Arabia. Okay, so what happened in, you are seeing a woman walking with trousers. So I'm just quoting the examples. Okay, a US woman with their full freedom, and she's using the military guns, and she's driving a car, she's walking with the men's in the way she wanted. So what happened? Automatically, Saudi women also started to think, okay, why the rest of the world, why this American woman who thumped in their country can do this, why don't we? So automatically, the Saudi women started to protest against some of the things. And what happened? Recently, like not even 1 year, for the first time, women were given license to drive a car. This 21st century, the woman got the license to drive the car. 21st century. This is a part of cultural exchange. This is a positive aspect of cultural exchange where you can see as a woman empowerment. But this is a positive aspect to the rest of the world, whereas a Muslim country being considered, it is considered as a cultural homogeneity. It is like a destruction to their culture. Two views for the one thing. One point is being considered as a positive aspect, same way one point is considered as a negative aspect. When you are coming to the culturalization, the perspective is different. So for the rest of the world, as an Indian, when I saw that, when I read the news, I was very happy for that. As a woman, I'm very happy because yeah, this is something like happening in women empowerment that has to be well appreciated. Whereas when the rest of the Muslim countries or the chauvinist countries, not chauvinist countries, okay, the world, that is their religion, so you can't change it. And when they saw it, it is like, yeah, against the woman, against their religion. So different aspects. And what happened when uniform civil code comes to the country? You can see the same. And you know, woman, Muslim, the divorce woman, the Muslim Women Divorce Act 2019, yeah, 2019 or 2020, yeah, 2020. Okay, it also got many things. Triple talaq is being excommunicated. Not any proud religion, but this is what is happening in the world. Is considered as a, for many women it is considered as a positive aspect, whereas many women in the same religion considered as a negative aspects, like a cultural shock to their religion. So always culturalism and religion is interlinked. But yeah, there are some funniest things, incidents are also there. Christians in the rest of the world use what? Rings as their symbol of marriage, whereas Indians use thali. Why? That is something we inherited from the Hindu traditions of the India. So always the cultural is being mixed. It have positive aspects, it have funs, it have things, but it have negative aspect. When you come to the cultural things, one thing is evidently having positive plus negative aspect. That is a paradox, the real paradox. Fine, I thought I given a good example. I'm not any pro religion or anti religion, but yeah, this is what happened in the world. So McDonald's, what is this McDonald's from? This is a part of culturalization. We all like pizza. We all like burgers. We all like to order. I like personally, okay? I like pizza. Or we started to eat pizza and all. We are the people who prefer to have rotis. Instead of rotis, we started to have pizza. We tried rotis with pizza. This is like cultural mixing of Indians plus other countries. McDonaldization, yes. McDonald's. It is an American origin. Fine. Even the global taste of cuisine is being changed. So you don't think that all these cultural things has having a negative impact? It have a lot of positive impact, but the perspective will be different. Okay, the same thing when you come to culturalization, no, the same cultural events which is happening in the world have both positive as well as negative impact. Please do just just underline this much and read it. Don't want to read? I told you, whatever I'm highlighting here is for you, not for me. You also have to highlight it. That's what I'm telling. Got the concept? The cultural homogenization is a part of it. This is a same process also generate precisely the opposite effect. It leads to each other, cultural becoming more distances. This is a phenomenon called the cultural heterogenization. So the cultural heterogenization and cultural homogenization are the both effects of this, the cultural exchanges. And now we onwards we are going to discuss what is more important for us. Before reading the textbook, before going through the textbook, please do make it sure that attentive to the class. This very small section, as I told you. So what is it? The growth of foreign investment. The growth of foreign investment. See, why we don't, we try to be having the concept, we can say that we, protectionism. The word concept that Indians used was protectionism. After independence, we had a very bitter experience during the colonial past. Since we had a very bitter experience in the colonial past, what we did is we wanted, we separated from it. We are a part of Commonwealth nations, but we are not. That is our condition. Okay. So as I told you, we followed a policy of protectionism. We thought, okay, we had a great influence, a great much influence on the world during the colonial past. You can simply call this full things is like this. I'll give you a sentence. Just write it. Don't want to read all these things. Due to the bitter experience of colonial past, India followed the policy of, use the word like protectionism. Simple. All these things you can caught in one word sentence. and that is enough. Due to the bitter experience from the colonial past, of the colonial past, you can write as from the colonial past, that is more grammatically correct. Due to the bitter experience from the colonial past, Indian followed the policy of protectionism after independence. Till 1991 or till 1990s, that is correct. Till 90s. Fine. Or you after independence, that is enough. You can write as a second point, we had a sluggish economic growth, due to which, or as an impact of this policy, we had a sluggish rate of economic growth. Okay. When the economy were in the verge of collapse, we had a financial crisis in 1991, and what happened? And higher rates of economic growth, India embarked program of economic reforms, and which lead to the economic reforms, regulated economic reforms and the things, and we were forced to have. So we reached IMF, and even the Reserve French being used since that time. The IMF asked Indians to follow liberally or thing. So this is it. This is a basic concept which is given here. But we have to discuss more as a UPSC aspirant. This is not enough. Now we are going to discuss we were discussing as a UPSC aspirant in this chapter only, every chapter. But this is more like that. The growth of foreign investment of FEED has a tremendous impact on social, monetary, cultural, political area in India and information and technology. With the improved global synergies comes the global growth and trade. So we are going to see the advantage of globalization in India. Advantage of globalization in India. So we have seen the prongs of globalization. We'll discuss it once more as a thing, what you have to write for your examination. So what are the advantages of economic reforms in India? Or what are the advantages of globalization in India? It created special economic zones. And there is a number of new job opportunity. Job opportunities increased. I don't want to go through with big text and all. This is, see, whatever is required being discussed here. Okay, that's what. Increase in employment is one of the things what you can see, that you created special economic zones and created new job opportunities. Special economic zones plus new job opportunity was being created. Special economic zones plus new job opportunity was created. So that is domestic companies. So alternative management structure has been developed in the Indian economy. Alternative management structure, that is, you have to give high amount of salary to the workers, increase in standard, and also it lead to the increase in high standard of the Indian people, new standard. Living standard of the individual has been increased. So India, once you are exposed to the entire world, once you visit a foreign country, you always try to be there, and you always wanted the country to be like that. Okay, high standard of the living. The cultural diaspora means, sorry, not the diaspora, the cultural exchange has changed the superstitions in Indians. It has really did. It also helped to have a this globalization has a great help in Indians, not only rising the standard of the life, also to help to create or to evade the religious effect. The religious, cultural, class divides and all has been reduced because of this globalization. Yes, it have a negative impact that one country is going to one rich is accumulated rich more, poor becoming more poor. That is a part, but then also the caste, religion can be changed. And outsourcing. The word you can use here is outsourcing. So you got more job opportunities that is like uh, you can have legal, computer and security things being aided from the quick methods of communication. Quick methods of communication as the first example noted. Quick method, a quick effect. Fine. Legal service security has been changed. Uh, so got an idea. This is the impact which you can see in the global economy and Indians think. So this is having a positive effect. This is having a negative effect. Once more, I would like to discuss the article that is which will be more effective to you. You got an article. This chapter is becoming more important. See, that's what happened. Every chapter which given in this textbook is no due to this COVID effect and all. Many chapter become more importance. Reality. Paris Agreement. US tried to be withdrawn from Paris Agreement. It created a new effect. The rise and fall of globalization. That was an article. Is the end of globalization era? This was an article which was being recently only. Okay, I think like 2 or 3 months back you get an article because I was much interested to read that article, so I read it. So I thought when I was kind of going through this headings, okay, there's a connection. This connection is there. So we have seen what's the origin of modern globalization. It was like the integration, disintegration of the 1991 and its effect. So politics of globalization. Politically, it refers to the increase in global governance, international institutional growing, alignment of national policies. So the globalization, when you're having resistance, many resistance to globalization, before you have to know, there are factors which divide the entire world into two. That is, whatever it actually can be when according to the article or according to the world that has been democracy and capitalism. It are the two outcomes of this globalization. What is it? Transmitted a free and fair world trade. You can say not say fair, but a free world trade and increased interconnectivity. Increased interconnectivity. So it is like you're moving to a democracy with capitalism. Always whatever being the policies being making in the Washington is being much concentrated to the end of the world, rest of the world. That is an effect of globalization. What is happening in US? Why US election is more important to have you ever thought it? So it determines, it have always determining the world politics. So what happened means developed and developing countries. That is past colonial countries, past colonized countries have a dependence, but not like that. It is like creating more jobs, manufacturing and law and services jobs to developing countries. So it is giving manufacturing, law service jobs being given, and whatever being produced, whatever being impacted is being selling in this world only. Whatever being there, whatever being impacted is being they are being producing it, they are being selling here it in the country only, not somewhere else. Fine. Globalization is like We have discussed what is the process. It has increased the standard of the living. It has increased the standard of the living. It also resulted in a national capital market becoming increasingly integrated. National capital market, access to goods and services, access to all sort of goods and services is a part of it. It also resulted into national capital market becoming increasingly integrated. So it helped the world to reduce poverty. How it reduced poverty? The globalization. How the globalization reduced poverty? Because since one country is being a poor country, when a multinational company is coming here and is being giving a job over that, so automatically this is being increased, this is being decreased. And reduction of poverty is a part of globalization. So you can write all these things as the part of them. Increasing cultural awareness, increasing cultural awareness, sharing of technological things. We all discussed it all. Okay, sharing of technology, like communication being technology. And so you are seeing a globalization, declining of globalization, decline in globalization. Okay, declining in globalization is a part of it. Like the global financial crisis of 2008 was a turning point, and it struck at the two foundations like liberal democracy and free market capitalism. Liberal democracy and free market capitalism has created a lot of negative impact, which raised to decline in the globalization. The main reason is the economic rise of China under an autocratic regime, doubts over the efficiency of liberal democracy. So what happened means the China has been increased a lot. So China has China become a well-developed country. It become a competitor to the even to the US. In China is a competitor, and it become red. It accumulated wealth under an autocratic government, not under a liberal government. So the concept of liberalism itself, okay, you are in a liberal country, you are living in a poverty. A country with an autocratic rule is living under high standard of life, economic liberalization. Okay, this created a doubt, this created a challenge, the liberal democracy. So what are the cons of globalization? General complaint about globalization, it has made rich. The main complaint is like rich countries become more rich. The poor country become poor. That is according to the UN Development Program reports. Recently it was the 20% of the world population consumes 80% of the world's resource. 20%, only 20% of the world is population is consuming 86% of the resource. Only 80%, rest 80% consumes 14% of the resource. Like 20% of the world is only consumes 86%, of which 80% consumes 14%. Malpractices. And unfair and unjust practices by the MNCs has also created a negative impact on the life of the people. It always created a negative impact in the life of the people. And this is why the world is being against this topic. That is the reason why the world is against resistance to globalization. The contemporary globalization represents a particular phase of globalization that makes that richer richer and poor poorer. Weakening the state leads to the reduction of capacity of state. This just noted. See, the article also was mentioning all these things. Political globalization. The problem is no, you are not self-reliant. The main resistance to the globalization is not self-reliance. India is depending on many countries for many things. We are not self-reliance. Now we are. What? Why this Atma Nirman Bharat? Why this Atma Nirman Bharat? Have you ever thought about it? Because we wanted to become self-reliance, whereas we are not self-reliant. See, the decline of globalization is the topic. Globalization, the things, why the globalization is being declining, the pros and cons. All these things you have to write within 200 words. Not 200 words, like you write it for like 500 words and keep all the points we mentioned. No, under 500 points you can write and keep, and you can write that essay, maybe as an essay or something. You can use it. Why self-reliance? Atma Nirban Bharat. When you're writing about Atma Nirban Bharat, vocal for local and all, you can say that it is a resistance to globalization. It created a negative impact on globalization. So all these things. So when you're writing an essay, when you're studying this Atma Nirban Bharat, you try to write an essay in concept to it, in clarity to this. Fine. Mix and write. This is how you have to think. So usually when you're thinking of globalization, you think about globalization, you write about globalization. But an UPSC aspirant, you are writing a globalization. You connect it with Atma Nirman Bharat. If you are able to connect it with Atma Nirman Bharat and write it. Why? Atma Nirman Bharat is for self-reliance. Why you want self-reliance? Why we are not self-reliant? The reason is globalization. It negative impact which created us is globalization. So that is, so now we want to overcome this negative impact. So we are trying for a positive aspect, and we are focusing on this Atma Nirban Bharat. So that time there were many movements regarding anti-globalization movements, and the world too took credit. So WTO is another world organization. The World Social Economic Forum is another part, which brings together a coalition composed of human rights and environmental activities is being. Yeah, the first meeting of WSF was conducted in 2011. The fourth meeting was in 2004, and so WSF, what is this? World Social Forum. So World Social Forum is a global platform which is discussing about the coalition. It is being working upon the lines of the human development. Fine. India always tried to resistances, Western globalization. When we had an ASEAN trade agreement, we resisted it. All you want to know about the chapter. Let me tell you very frankly, this is not a much important chapter right now in terms of globalization. You cannot expect a globalization question directly in this examination, but you can add these points indirectly to like the self-reliance programs, Atma Nirban Bharat. Also, what you are expecting with this chapter is decline of globalization. When you're writing an essay on decline of globalization, you have to mention what is globalization, how it started, add this definitions and all, prepare an essay. Try to prepare an essay from this. And the schemes and all, you add it. This is the way you can write it. You expect an essay from this. The terms of globalization, that is also in the terms of decline of globalization. Fine. That's why I choose this chapter to be, because you want to study the declining effect. Done? This was very small chapter, but even though this is a small chapter, I discussed with you because, yeah, you want to write the negative impact on it. You can use my code BIJU and get a 10% discount on any of the courses. And follow me on Telegram. See, don't think why this ma'am has taken 1 hour class for globalization. A very simple things she explained. Yeah, these are simple things. But to write an essay on decline of globalization, you must know all these things, right? Expect an essay from this. And you can also add for this self-Atmanirbhar Bharat things and all. Many other programs too. Voice, vocal for local. Why this vocal for local are right? Think like that. Okay? So hope this section was useful. Small section only, useful. You can follow me on Telegram. You can follow me on things. You can use my code and get a 10% discount on any of the courses. Right? Winding up the class section.